welcome back. So in today's tutorial we'll be looking on one more topic. Okay, this topic is more on a scripting basics, not or you can say entirely with respect to ServiceNow, but it's required to get or to build any kind of application or to try any kind of scripting, right? This is a must to have kind of skill. Okay, so today we'll be looking into functions and object, okay, and how we can use it in ServiceNow. Okay, so quite often we need to perform a similar action in many places of the script, right? For example, we have to show some nice looking message to visitor logs, log out, or some business logic we have to perform, right? So for this we use functions. So functions are the main building blocks for any programming in any programming language. Okay, they allow the code to be called many times without repetitions. We have seen a lot of examples of built-in functions like alert, prompt, and confirm. Glide record is also one of the functions. Okay, but we can create our own functions, okay, and use it on a repetitive basis. Okay, so today and the second topic is like how we can use the object in the function. So whenever we do the glide record, we receive an object, right? And I got a lot of comments and lot of requests from a lot of subscribers, okay, that they don't know how to handle the object which they are getting from the glide record, right? Or they are not aware about the functions or functional programming. So today we'll be looking on the very basic needs of the functional programming. Okay, so for today's tutorial, this is my user interface, or you can say my personal instance, and thanks to the SNUTIS plugin, now we have a good background script. So let's try it in the background script only. So I will give script background again, and we'll be performing all the actions, all the coding in the background script only today, if it opens. Just kidding. So it's taking time. I think my internet's quite slow. Let me try over here also.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Oh yeah, here is it. Okay, so let's start with the basic definition of function. So I have already explained what is function. So how we write the function. For example, I have a function. Let's say, for example, we have a function. Let's create a function. So it starts with function and then the function name. So I will give user info as a function name. Okay, then we give round braces and then curly braces, and in that you can write your entire business logic. So for now I will simply write gs.info. Okay, and we will give what we will give. Okay, let's give hello world. So you'll get familiar with the base. You will get to know that this is the start of any function, right? Okay, so hello world. This is how we define a function. Okay, any function, and how to call this function. So you have to simply do user info. Okay, that's it, and this is how you call a function. So if I run this now, okay, so the output, what it will do, this particular statement, it will execute the function, and as a part of this function execution, this statement will get executed. So let's run the script, and now we can see we got the output as hello world. Okay, now for example, as you can see, this was the basic function. Now we have this parenthesis. What's the use of this parenthesis? So we can pass the attributes, okay, and we can make this function dynamic based on that attributes. Okay, so for example, if I pass the attribute called name, okay, and let's remove this hello world, and we'll go plus, and we will use that attribute name. And how we can pass that attribute from this function? We have to simply give the name. So I will give Amit, my name. Okay, in the similar way, now we can use this particular function in a repetitive manner based on the attribute change. Okay, you can call as many times as you want. So let's do it. Let's try it out. So I will give username as Amit, username as Ria, username as
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Chetan, and so on. Okay, so if I execute it out, now what it will do for every line, okay, with every attribute, it will execute the function again and it will give the result. You don't, okay, let's try it out. So you can see now it's hello Amit, hello Ria, and hello Chetan. So it's a reusable code now. Okay, we have written a code once and we can execute it as many times as we want. Okay, now for example I have multiple attributes. For example, I will remove these things out. Okay, so for example I have name and then I have age. Oh, no, I don't want to give my age over here. So let's give, I have attribute called designation. Okay, let's hit designation. Okay, so I have an attribute called designation, so I can give hello name and I will give the info message as plus, let's give some message, your designation is, and then I can give the designation. Okay, and what I can do, I can pass this out as if I don't pass it out. Okay, let's see if I don't pass it out, what happens. So if I don't pass it out, it gives me a message, hello Amit, this is my name and your designation is undefined. Why undefined? Because I didn't define it, right? I didn't call that particular mention that attribute out, so it considered it as a undefined string. Okay, let's do some error handling on this. Okay, so how you can avoid this kind of thing? So for this I can simply use if not name, that means name is not present or name is undefined, you can say. Then I can give gs dot error. Okay, and in that error we can give the name is not defined. Okay, so the end user will come to know what exactly is happening. Okay, in the similar way, let's have a let's have an error handling for designation also, so that we can test. And I will give designation. Okay, and under designation we can give it the designation is not defined. Okay, we can please give valid designation. Okay, so now if I am not passing the designation, let's see what happens now. So if I execute the function again, so it's like the designation is not defined, please give valid designation, right? And no throw error. But this particular function this particular script got executed, right? Do we want that? Because it should not give this, right? So let's add one more thing. Okay, so if something is not defined, right, we will directly return. That means we will break the function. What return function does? It breaks the function over there only. So what we'll do, we will do return false. Okay, you can return anything, or you can simply write return also. And here, why I'm giving return false? That means I will come to know that function didn't execute. Okay, so it's return false, and if it get executed, then I will give return true. Why I'm doing this? Because I don't feel, if you have an error in the code, if your attribute is not defined, okay, then there is no value add, okay, in executing the further code, right? So that's why I get. So now if I execute, okay, I'm still not passing the designation. Okay, so if I run it out, see, like the designation is not defined, please give the valid designation, no throw error. Okay, perfect. And I can use this particular thing in my variables also. So what I can do, this here I am calling this function, right? So I can take this out. I can add error message over here also. If it's returning true, right? If it's not, if it's not true, then what I have to do? gs.info. Okay, I will return the function failed. Okay, if it's not true, then if it's true, so I will add else. We'll give gs.info and let's give the function passed. Pretty simple, right? So now let's see what happens. So I still not pass the attribute, okay, designation. If I run it now, so it gave the designation. It's like no throw error plus the function failed. Perfect. Now we are moving to a structured code, you can say. This is how you can make your code structure, right? You first build a basic structure and then you keep on adding on that particular structure. Now let's try to add the designation. So I will add the designation as I'm a ServiceNow consultant. Perfect. If I run this out now, it will not fail. Okay. So if I run this out now, so it will give, hello Amit, your designation is ServiceNow consultant. Perfect. Now we have passed the attributes, we have used that attributes, everything looks fine. Okay, this is good for now. Okay, so I will give some comments over here. Okay, this is the user info function. Okay, and here we can give this is where we are calling user info function. I think it will not be pretty clear to you. Okay, so let's do one thing. Control A, Control C. I'll open a fix script, okay, so that you can see entire code end to end. I'm just using it as an editor, you can see. If you understand. I feel this knowledge is very essential in terms of starting development in any language, not with only ServiceNow. If you are moving or looking for a career in development, this particular basic concept should be clear to you. Okay, so now we have seen how to create a function, how we can pass an attributes, okay, how we can do the error handling for that function. Now we will go one step further. And what is that one step further? Now this is a function and we are passing these attributes. Okay, perfect. Name, designation. Now for example, you have 10 attributes like this. Okay, if you want to have a user attributes, okay, so you can't go like this, like keep adding function attributes, right? Okay, so what you will do in that situation, what you do, you create an object and you can pass the object. Okay, so what we will do over here, I will take this down. Okay, so you can define an attribute object. Okay, so for example, I will do variable person. Is it visible? I will do some also. Okay, I will remove this part out. I don't need this. Okay, variable person object. Okay, and you can define object like this, new object. Okay, this is the old method, I don't like this. Or you can simply give, in the easy way, you can simply give curly braces. Okay, this is the object. Now how you can define the attributes in the object? Okay, so you have name, designation, right? So you can simply give it in the object, like I can give name. Okay, name, and I will give it as, and you can give colon, and you can give the entity name. So Amit, okay. Then I can give comma, I can give on the next line designation, and I can give ServiceNow consultant. Perfect. Okay. Now how you can make your code to work with this object, right? It's person object. Now I will give you a comment object, okay. And now what you have to do, instead of passing all these attributes, right, I will change it with this common object. So I will go and I will do paste, and it's person object, right? Person object. And now what changes I have to do? I have to just change, because it's in person object dot name, right? In person object there is name, so I have to just do here person object dot name, and here person object dot designation, person object dot name again, and person object dot designation. So what I'm doing, I'm dot working in that object, right? So now you will get familiar to the object, how the object works. So let's see if it behaves the same. Okay, so I will copy this entire code out. I will go to my background script, I will copy paste and run it. The name is not defined. Why? Let's see what mistake I've done. ttt person object dot name. Here we have defined name. This is the person object, person object, person object. If not person object dot name. Oh, why it happened? Because I've done the changes on the function, right? But still I am passing it as a where it is as a attributes only, right? So I have to change this out to have person object, right? Okay, because I have to change it to the person object. Now I am, instead of passing username and password, now I am passing the person object. I do Control A, Control C, go over here again, get back, and let's copy paste. Okay, and let's try to run now. So now you get the same result. Hello Amit, your designation is ServiceNow consultant. Perfect. Now what are the other ways through which you can set the attributes? Okay, so this is the one way out. Okay, the second way is like you can do like person object dot what we can say channel. Okay, don't think that I'm promoting my channel. Okay, I'm just giving. So it's person object dot channel, and I can give the name of my channel like TechnoMonk. This is one way through how you can define the attribute, okay, in an object. The other way is like I can do person object, and in a square brace, okay, I can define a key. Okay, so what key I can give? Okay, okay, I can have gender. Okay, and I will give it as male, right? Okay, so let's see if we are getting this information in the function. Okay, so no need to change over here now. This is the advantage of function, right? If you are passing as the attribute, right, this is the importance of objects, sorry, not function. So if you are passing it as an attribute, you have to change it over here also. But now no need to do any changes over here. You can simply keep on adding to the person object, and it will capture it over here also and pass it to the function. So let's make one more statement. Okay, gs.info. Okay, and we will give gs.info, and let's give the message your channel is colon plus plus I will give, and it will be like person object dot channel plus I will give string and your comma. Let's use some grammar things also. Your gender is okay colon, and we can give plus and it'll write person object dot gender. Perfect. Now let's see how it works. Okay, I will get the code, copy, I will go back. Hope you are understanding. Okay, if it's going too fast, okay, please let me know and I will try to create in a more elaborative way, right? So I will paste it out, and if I execute now, so let's see what result we are getting. So we got hello Amit, your designation is this, your channel is TechnoMonk, your gender is male. So what it defines that we can pass that, we can set the attributes like this, or like this. Okay, now what else I want to show? Okay, let's do one thing. You can have an object inside object also. Okay, so for example, I have this object. In that I can create an object, I can create a key called address. Okay, address, and instead of string I can make it as object. Okay, it's a nested object, and I can give like city. Okay, city. This is how you get the nested data. Okay, when you do glide record also, this is how you get the data. So it's city, I can give Pune. Okay, what else I can give? I can give state, I will not give my address. Okay, so I can give Maharashtra. Okay, so this is now, there's an object called person object, inside there is an object called address, and in that there is attribute, and it can keep on going. Okay, there's no limit for this. Again, I'm not changing anything on my definition. Okay, I'm not changing on anything on this definition also. Okay, function definition also I'm not changing, and where I'm calling there also I'm not doing any changes. I can add one more info message I can give to show you that how we can fetch the information from the object inside object. Okay, so I can give your state, your city in which you live is, and I can give person object dot address. Okay, so now we are doing two level of dot work. From person object we are going to address first. From our address we will be going to city dot city. Okay, plus we can give, and it belongs to state. Okay, and which state? So again it will be like person object dot address dot state. Perfect. So let's try this out now. Okay, I think you learned a lot on object and functions today. So now if I paste this as Ctrl A, Ctrl V, and if I execute now, so what we are doing now, the first one is simply attributes we are taking, and the third line we are having, on this first line is name, simple. On the second line it's like name passed, the attributes passed outside the object. Okay, set outside the object, and third is like key object inside object, right? And if I run it out, it should run, and we got hello this is this, your channel name is this, city in which you live is Pune, and it belongs to state Maharashtra. So this is how you can play around object. Okay, if you understand this concept, you can play around any object in ServiceNow. Okay, now this is what I want to show. Now one thing I can show. For example, now what we are doing, we are having a function. Okay, we have a function definition, and then we are calling that function out. Right? Okay. If you want to do, you can directly call a function, right, and set it to a variable rather than calling it again and again. How you can, and we can call it as self-invoking function. So what you are doing over here, you are defining a function, and using this statement you are invoking that function. But if you want to make it self-invoking, means as soon as it reaches that line, as soon as it reaches that function, it gets executed and gives the result. So how you can do that? So for that you can simply, for example, I have a you will get more idea when I define it. So I have a variable called variable a, and I have to execute the entire function as a part of this variable. Okay, so I will give person execution. Okay, this is a variable. So how you can define is like you can give equal to and then round braces. Okay, in that you can directly write function. Okay, then you can again use round braces, then curly braces. Okay, enter. Here you will be writing the definition of your function, and then again round braces to end the function. This is called a self-invoking. This is a signature for self-invoking function. And now what you can do, you can give the information. Okay, you can pass the object over here. So the way we were passing it over here, we can have it over here, person object. Okay, the same object I am passing over here, and the entire logic which I was holding over here, I can simply copy it out and I can paste over here. Okay, now what is the advantage of this? Once we do this, now we don't need these things to execute our function. Okay, so these things may go. We don't need this also. Okay, we don't need the definition also. So now how it will work is like we will have first. Okay, it's mixed space. I thought there's some warnings on. And now we can move our object, because as it's a self-invoking function, so before this function get executed, you should have your object right ready. So I will cut this out. I will paste it at the top. Okay, and now we can try to execute this function. Okay, so what I did. Okay, oh, perfect. So let's try. Now the code becomes pretty shorter, and yeah, it's a self-invoking kind of structure now. Now if I go put it in the function, okay, I will do control. Oh, what happened? I will go control A V. So again, I'm going through it. We have defined our object, we have set all the attributes, key, value pairs for this, and I have defined a variable called person execution, and as a part of this variable, this entire function will get executed. Okay, so if I run now, so you can see hello, this is this, and this is how you can execute the entire function and store the result in a variable. Store the result in a variable. So what is getting stored in that variable? You will ask this question, right? So what is there in this person execution? So whatever you've written as a part of that function execution will get stored into person execution. So here it should return true, right? Let's try this out also. So I will give gs.info. Okay, and I can give person value, and I'll give person execution. If I run this, it should return true at the last. Okay, so if I run this, you can see we got this info, and in person execution variable, the attribute which is the value which is got stored is true. Pretty clear, right? So this is the introduction session for objects and functions. Okay, so this is really a basic, okay, which everyone should know. Okay, if you have any queries, any concerns, or any additional question on it, please drop me a message, okay, or comment. Drop me a comment. I will look into that. And yeah, that's it for today's tutorial. Okay, hope you like it out. Please like, follow, subscribe. Okay, and stay happy and stay safe. Okay, till then, have a nice day. Thank you.